Hey, I'm Jeff with eBay Addicts, and today my special guest is the Thrifting Lounge. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty well. Pretty busy,
Go,
but how you doing?
awesome, awesome. Go ahead and introduce yourself in case people in the chat don't know who you are.
I'm Kevin from the Thrifting Lounge, and I don't know. I've been reselling for about 20 years or so, and I have a Thrifting Lounge YouTube channel, Facebook group. We have about 32,000 people in that Facebook group, and I haven't done any videos in a while. I've just been so busy trying to ramp up my eBay. Me and my girlfriend, she does it full time for me. And whenever I'm done my regular job, I tend to do a couple of things, but I love the sourcing. So I'm in between trying to figure out how I'm going to go full time. Even my girlfriend today said, I mean, the last couple of days we've had amazing days. And she's even said, Kevin, like, you keep saying you're going to quit your job, but you don't do it. So I know we have a mortgage to pay. We have a lot of bills. It's just trying to supplement my $55,000 a year job with trying to go. I know if I go full time, I'll be fine. I'll be good at it. I'm very motivated. That's just how I am. I've always been a hustler. It's just who I am. So it's just I felt like maybe a few years ago, before I got into my insurance business and doing this job, it would have been easier for me because I had nothing. But now that I have all this stuff built up from this job, and then we have all this stuff built up from the eBay, I don't like being tight on money. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure it'll be tight a little while. But I know if I do the 40 hours and she does the 40 hours, that's 80 hours we're both doing it. And then we both have times to go source. Because like right now, I can only source after 5 p.m. or on the weekend. And it stinks because I sign up for all the local thrifts in Tampa and Orlando. So I always get these text messages saying, today it's going to be 50% off at all the stores, something like that. And it's the days that I'm working during the day. And so it kind of stinks because it's fine because I'll send my girlfriend out there. But for me, it's like two people are better than one person sourcing. We get it done quicker. We get listings done quicker. For me, it's that $55,000 a year job that I'd be losing. You know, I don't have health insurance when it comes to that job or anything. So it doesn't mean like added benefits. So, I mean, and plus I work from home. So it's hard for me to quit a job where I don't mind working and I'm doing it from home. But on the other side, it's like, Kevin, your potential is so much bigger if you quit this job with marketing. Like I want to make up pamphlets and hand them out each weekend for like an hour a weekend, just out on cars saying, hey, we'll pay money for sourcing any of your item, whatever you have that you're trying to get rid of. You know, just trying to hit the ground running with marketing. And it's so hard when I have this job, when I'm doing this 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 40 hours a week. So it's really 8 to 5, not 9 to 5. It's 8 to 5 because I get an hour lunch. And it's a big distraction on what my ultimate goal is. I mean, I got back into reselling a year and a half ago. For the first half year, we made like 15,000. Last year, we made 45,000. The 2020 made 45,000. This year, we're off to an amazing start. I mean, because we have 1,400 items listed. A lot of those items are averaging. Our average sale is $45 an item. It used to be 55, but we're going to the bins. Once a week, we go to the Goodwill bins. That's my strategy, and it's been working out great. So I have my girlfriend on Wednesdays. She goes to the Goodwill bins. I tell her we need to get all the items for that week, 200 items a week we need to get at $1.39 an item or $1 a pound for T-shirts, whatever. We need to do that. And seriously, I have a spreadsheet, and every time where I source it, a lot of the ones I see come up are the bins. So these bins that we're buying 200 items a week, we're crushing it with 2 or 3 items. We're getting that $200 back. So to me, it's like, well, we could do Saturday and Friday and Wednesday because that's the best days to source there. That's when they have the electronics, they have the home goods, they have the clothing, they have the shoes. We learned out the hard way on Fridays last week. It's a bummer day. Like there's not much there. It's just clothing. It's not even shoes or electronics. So another thing I'm trying to get into is eBay, like selling books on eBay. It's not eBay, sorry, Amazon. So I just got approved on Amazon. I got my EIN number, my tax ID, all that stuff. So I'm trying to do everything legit. So now I'm set up for eBay. And then shout out to Mike Johnson from Flipping Goodies. He's the one that helped me go through. He walked me through the whole thing, how to get my tax ID, my EIN, doing the fictitious name. So that I definitely suggest doing and being legit, because if you're gonna go, if you want to go big, you're gonna be legit, and you can't make mistakes. You can't be cheating the government out, because we all know the government's will come after you full force. Even if they're a little backed up right now, they'll still come after you.
Yeah, we're having Buffalo Picker is going to be on the channel tomorrow. We're going to talk all about Amazon tomorrow. First, I wanted to say hi to Wendy is in the chat. We have Land Shark Picker here, and Dumpster Diver Dad is here in the chat hanging out with us. Wendy asked a question. She says, what do you like sourcing and selling? I saw on your Instagram that you bought shoes from the Nike outlet and you resold them. You told me a little bit about that?
So yeah, big shout out to eBay Poshman, man. Like, he is absolutely killing the retail arbitrage shoe game. I subscribe to a lot of YouTubers, so every now and then I get sick of watching YouTube resellers, and I want to pick up other things. And now I saw him pop up on my Instagram, on my YouTube feed, and I'm like, all of a sudden, like, he has over 1,000 views, man. This is a guy that, like, 8 months ago, I remember he just quit and went full-time reselling, and he was doing, like, he had like 100 to 200 viewers would be max. So I quickly watched his videos. I'm like, he's got a style, and that's what you need in YouTube to be successful. You have to have a certain style, and you got to do the same thing every single video, and it's working out well for him. Well, I didn't know that I was going to fall in love with the stuff that he does. Like, he goes through Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, to those in the Nike outlets, in the Adidas outlets, and he brings the camera with him, and then he'll show you what he found, and then it'll pop up on a side screen like what it sells for on like eBay or like Goat or like Grail, right? And so quickly I was like, man, I've always wanted to get into the new shoe reselling game. And so I just started watching his videos, and quickly I picked up on it. And of course, I'm like an engineer. I always got to pick that person's brain. So shout out to eBay Poshman, man. Like, I'm every single day constantly texting him back and forth. Me and him are going back at it, back and forth. And I just had my quickest flip yesterday. I listed a Adidas Soul Court, their tennis shoes, for $108 late last night, like 11 o'clock I listed it. This morning, I woke up to that sale for $108 full price, and it sold within, I want to say, 5 hours, it said. So I'm it makes me want to go out and do more of that retail arbitrage shoes. And it's great that I have a second person doing this, which is my girlfriend, who does the business full time for me, because I'm able to do all the research on the research side, teach her and train her what to look for. And I also opens me up to doing different avenues, whether I want to do Amazon with books, or if I want to do retail arbitrage with shoes and clothing at like Nike and Adidas and Ross and stuff. So like, it's so cool to be able to have my girlfriend do it all. And at the meantime, it frees me up to do other things. And that's why I'm more like, man, like today I was laying down on the floor. We're printing out the label for some Lululemon pants we sold during the day. And I'm saying, man, I sold $700 worth of inventory on Sunday, $410 worth of inventory on a Monday, which is insane for me. And then today I'm already at $335, and I still have a person who bought 2 of these granny square blankets in the back that hasn't paid. She's going to pay at the end of the day. And I see that money, and I'm like, man, like, I said to myself, I need to just quit. As much as I love, it's like a family at my full-time job. As much as I love them to death, I've been there for 4 years. It's going to be hard for a little while, but I have to quit. I'm wasting too much time at my regular job. And I have way too much knowledge and stuff to put my head elsewhere with marketing and what I want to do. And I feel like I just keep putting it on the back burner. Like, next month I'm going to quit, or next month. And you can even ask Dumpster Diving Dad, Scott in here. Last month I said to him, 25 days I'm going to quit. 20 days I'm going to quit. Well, that was like 2 days ago where I'm supposed to quit. I'm ready to quit, but I'm scared to quit. I'm scared to make that big leap, because that's huge. You know, my mortgage goes up from $1,150 to $1,350 next month. So I see that as more money being taken out. So I have like a huge dilemma. It's like a push-pull fight. I'm fighting myself on.
Yeah, well, maybe you should try to look at figuring out other creative ways you can reduce your expenses, because you have a good job. You get to work from home a lot of the time, you said, right? So
Yep.
just sit down, like get a notebook and start writing everything down. All the bills that you have every month, write them down and figure out what you can get rid of. Maybe
We've
you
done
can
that.
cut out.
We've
Maybe
done that.
there's
We're
like a
there.
cable package or something. Go ahead.
We're there. It's just my mind. Like I know we'll be fine, but it's my mind saying, I've done eBay for over 20 years. There's ups and downs, ebbs and flows. You know, when we had the pandemic, people, they get their checks. You always get that big bump, and then quickly you get that drop. It's so hard to see a full year of non-pandemic with as many items that I quickly got up to. Because a year and a half ago, we had 200 items, and now we're up to 1,400 items. And I don't believe in, people say death piles, death piles. I believe if you have a death pile, you shouldn't even be doing reselling. You should not be having a death pile. You need to resell. Everything you buy, you need to sell. Even if it's at $5, $10, doesn't matter. We all make mistakes, but you need to sell it all. It cannot collect dust in your house. You know, and a good person who does that is one of my best friends, and he's also a co-creator of the Thrifting Lounge, is Bill Stoner. He has this whole garage, like 2 garage warehouse fulls of stuff that he hasn't listed. He just has. It just sits there. But it's just, I don't believe you should not have a death pile. If you have a death pile, you're not listing items fast enough that you could be doing. Also, I know you mentioned Buffalo Picker. I love Buffalo Picker. I'm one of his biggest fans. When he first came up, Landshark Picker, I believe it was, turned me on to him. And quickly I went on his show, and I love him, and I love the people he has on. So yeah, everybody that you probably know, I know also.
Yeah, we were just talking before the show that we were just talking about GilDaddy, because I was one of the people that helped me get started into reselling, and I always been wanting to meet up with them, and we just have different schedules. Angie Resell says she always has a death pile, and she's been reselling for 22 years. I think everybody's business model is different. It's hard for me not to have a death pile, because sometimes I'll source and I'll get 500 or 1,000 items shipped to me at one time, and I can't list 1,000 items a day. It's just it's not plausible. So I think everybody's strategy is different. It just depends on what you're trying to do. Like you said, you had 1,400 items in your eBay store.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, I think I'm at 5,600. I'm trying to scale to 10,000. So in order for me to do that, I have to buy big quantities of merchandise. I can't go to a thrift store and come home with 5 items.
Now that's different.
It's not going to.
That's totally different.
Right. It's not going to work. So Go ahead. I was going to tell the people in the chat that we're doing something different now. I dropped a StreamYard link in, so if you guys want to interact, if you want to jump on the channel and ask our guests questions, you can hit the StreamYard link, and we'll have you on the show. I wanted to say hi to Resell Hobo. Says, hey, gang, hope everyone is doing well. And I wanted to say hi to BK from the Rockies is here. He says, like, subscribe, and comment. So I wanted to get in kind of to your backstory, because you said you've been reselling for almost 20 years now. What were you doing before you became a reseller? And like, what got you started into reselling? I'll put you on full screen so you can go ahead and talk a little bit about it.
Well, back in the day when you had to actually send checks into eBay or send checks and wait to send the item when you get your checks and everything, I bought a lot because I sold cars. And I have this one story. I remember it like it was yesterday. I would always get picked on because I had the worst clothes. I had the crappiest clothes, no non-brand, and everybody in the dealership had money. Again, I was like 19 years old, just coming up, and I had no clue that, hey, listen, you're supposed to look good or dress nice. I always believed in like, hey, I like to dress how I want to dress. And I see that more with young people nowadays. Like, they don't care what you think about them. They don't care. They'll dress how they want to dress. So for me, it was feeling embarrassed with my coworkers picking on me for, not nice enough clothes. So I quickly started buying stuff on eBay, just buying a bunch of stuff, like buying Yves Saint Laurent, Louis Vuitton, all that stuff. And I'm sure a lot of it was fake. I didn't care. It just looked good because that's how it was back then on eBay. But then I quickly learned from one of my coworkers that says, hey, have you ever gone thrifting? It's like, man, I don't know what thrifting is. He says Goodwill. And of course, when you're young, you think Goodwill, like people on welfare, people that can't afford things. I didn't know you could really find gold. You could probably literally find gold at the thrifts. So quickly I started doing and learning, and I did it at a small scale for probably about 8 years. But I was just growing my eBay business and my the feedback number. That was huge for me back then. But now it's just like the last year and a half, I really scaled up. I remember when I first got about the first year of my insurance job, this girl, Lena, she's a little far out there, but she sat down to me. She says, Kevin, you seem really, like you have some skill there with sales. I said, I've always been like this. I've always been a hustler. I've always, just got myself out in crazy situations and my back against the wall several times, And she said to me, what is the one thing you enjoy that you quit doing? And I said right away, I said, eBay and YouTube. I said, I miss doing YouTube and I miss doing eBay. Those two were big passions for me. I love helping people out on what to find and what to look for. And I missed reselling. I just missed going in the store, having that adrenaline rush the adrenaline rush of not knowing what you're going to find and then finding a good item and then being like, oh man, I got it. Like, this is awesome. So she was a big help on like that question really turned my eye to it, to when I started dating my girlfriend now. We started going to thrifts, and quickly she enjoyed it. I didn't think she was going to enjoy it. I've never had a girlfriend that really enjoyed the things I did, because eBay's hard. A lot of people don't want to listen to us talk about eBay. People don't understand it. They think that what we do can't be a full-time gig, and they're totally wrong. I have several reseller friends that do it full-time, that do what I think maybe $15,000, $20,000 a month. I mean, I think we all do, and we all have that potential. So for me, that was a big question she asked me, and I feel like every single day now, like my girlfriend's she's a big motivator. And sometimes I slack off, but I haven't slacked off since I met her. So it's like, okay, Kevin, we're consistent now. I'm very consistent. It's the first time reselling I've been really consistent. So I mean, that's the gist of it. I just feel like if you want something, you can go out and you can do it yourself. And I think I'm definitely living proof that anybody can do any of this stuff. If you put the time and effort into it, and I'm talking about tens and hundreds of hours into learning about stuff on eBay, and it's endless. Like I said, I want to try different things besides eBay. I want to try the reselling footwear on retail arbitrage. I want to try selling books on Amazon, because all that's going to do is make me more money and more avenues. And of course, I got ADD, so my brain's everywhere. So I get bored quickly on things. And I think eBay is the one constant that never got me bored, because there's so many niches inside of niches. I mean, like clothing, you have women's clothing. Inside of women's clothes, you have different dresses, you have different styles. Same thing with men's. There's thousands of different niches in eBay. And that's exactly why I love it. Love doing this.
Right. Awesome. I wanted to say hi to Philly Picker is in the chat. Dumpster Diver Dad is here. Angie Resells is here. BK from the Rockies is here hanging out with us. Resell Hobo. We got a question from the chat. He says, Kevin, when are you going to sell your tab? I don't know what he means by that.
I have about 24 cases of tab. And it actually, in my group, it was one of the biggest posts I've had in a long time. I think we garnered like almost 1,000 comments and over 1,000 likes on my tab. It's Tab Soda, and as of December, they stopped making it. So what I did, and I took a piece of Scott's book where he actually told me about selling goods that are discontinued. So quickly I learned, okay, well, what's getting discontinued? Coca-Cola is discontinued over 180 products. One of them's Tab. Tab, I know I always find. I see it at Walmart's and Publix, Publix grocery stores. So what I'll do is, whenever I see Tab, I just pick them up and I hold them, even after they expire. I don't care. I'm not selling them on Amazon. I'm selling them on eBay, and I'm selling them as collector's items. So even if they expire, I'm still going to sell them. I'm going to sell them. I'm going to hold out until it's like the stock market, right? There's stocks where you go long, and there's stocks where you go short, right? This is like an investment to go long. I have average $3 per 12 pack in, right? And right now they're going for about $20 to $30 plus shipping. I'm waiting until I don't see much out there, and then I'm gonna start listing them one by one and quickly and trying to sell them. And another discontinued item that I found was, and I sold. It took a little while to sell, but I was in Goodwill one day, and it was around the same time me and Scott started talking about these discontinued items to look for. And I was just scanning them, just scanning on eBay, and I came across these Bounce dryer bars. And I used to have them because I used to buy them back in 2012 for our dryer. I didn't know they discontinued them. And so when I looked them up, they're going for like $100 plus. And there was only like 3 or 4 or 5 of them out there. I'm like, damn, man, this is awesome. So I picked up 2 of them up. Yeah, there was 2 there. I wish there was more. It would have been awesome. For $1.25 each. And within 3 months, I sold them both for $125 and $140 each. So that's what I mean. There's so many different ways of reselling out there. It's insane. Possibilities are endless.
Okay, awesome. I wanted to say hi to Amputee Adventures is in the chat. We got Wendy is here hanging out with us. Angie Resell Salad Bargains with Love just stopped by. So I had a question here. Oh, Amputee Adventure says, about time you shaved, Kevin. So
Cali, man, why'd you change your name, bro? Like, you're a Cali. Everybody knows you as Cali Picker. I've known that guy since I've known Gil Gilman's and all that. Like, he's one of the OGs with us, one of the original reselling YouTube channels.
Okay. Go ahead. So Kevin, I wanted to ask you some questions, man. How was your sales last year for 2020? What are some of your goals and plans you have this year for 2021 as far as your reselling business, your YouTube channel? Talk a little bit about what some of your goals and plans are you have this year for 2021. I'll put you on full screen. Go ahead.
I've just been so busy with work and then this and then just reselling. That's my only thing right now I care about is making money. The only way I'm going to make money right now is by listing items and finding items. So number one, last year I made 40 grand. I think it was like, actually we ended up 44 grand is going to be on our 1099. So we did 44 grand last year. She did it halfway through the year full time. Okay. So I figured if she does it full time this year, and if I eventually, maybe this month or next month, the month after, decide to jump in full time too, I don't see us going anything less than $100,000 this year. Right. And of course, that's gross. That's before taxes, fees, all that stuff. We're talking about gross. So I want to at least hit 100,000, six figures this year. And then slowly, I have a bunch of different things I want to do with YouTube. I've shot a bunch of videos, a bunch of shipping videos my girlfriend's done and that she's going to do voiceovers on. I just haven't uploaded them because we've been so busy with everything else. I just tell her every now and then, I'll tell her, if you're going to ship this certain item, just pop on the GoPro, and then eventually we'll get around to editing the video and then put it up. Because right now it's not the most important thing. That's the least important thing right now is my YouTube channel. A couple of years ago, it would have been great, but again, that was interacting with my sales, and I was the only person. It's different now. But another goal I want to do for YouTube is a second and third channel. My second channel for woodworking, refinishing vintage furniture and refinishing them, and then doing a YouTube video on them, right? And then my third channel, probably, I'm debating on whether it's going to be an Amazon debate, and I think I'm going more towards the eBay Poshman. If you look up eBay Poshman on YouTube, he has a really great channel. There's a couple other ones that do it too. They go retail arbitrage, shoes, Nike clothes, Adidas, stuff like street style hype beast clothes, hype beast category stuff. So I'm thinking about, I think I'm definitely going to do that because I already shot one video on Sunday that I probably won't get, it'll probably take me months to get around to actually uploading it. So I'm probably going to make that channel. It's probably going to be called like, I don't know, hype beast. It has to be lounge because my whole theme is Thrifting Lounge. My woodworking is going to be woodworking lounge. The sneakers will probably be like hype beast or sneaker flipping lounge or something. So I have multiple channels. My Thrifting Lounge, I don't know if eventually I'll try to make it, put videos on it. It's just been so long. It's hard to revive a dead channel. I learned that the hard way last year. And then it was also taken away from my time on selling. Like, number one goal is making money. And if YouTube's taking my time away or Instagram's taking my time away, they're going to be cut out because it's not my number one. It never has. It never will be.
Well, Kevin, I was just going to say a few things, man. I'm in one of the subscribers of your channel, so you haven't put out a video in like 6, 7 months. So maybe once a week or something, you can put out a 10 or 15 minute video just so you can. It's going to help your computer algorithm. And
Yeah,
if YouTube is something that you're passionate about, it's not going to kill you to drop a 10 or 15 minute video. You can just be
yeah.
like, hey, this is the thrift store I went in. These are the stuff that I found. I bought these shoes at the Nike outlet. This is what I paid for them. This is what they sold for. You could do like a what sold video, something like once a week, so that way you won't have a dead channel. And also, I was going to recommend is that if you're doing a lot of work from home, like if you're working 8 to 5, see if you can do some online arbitrage and have a big box of merchandise, like a wholesale order, have it
Yeah.
shipped to your door. Because you can sell whatever. You don't have to sell, but I'm saying, like my brother, for example, he'll buy 1,000 remotes, right, for $400. So his buy cost is 40 cents a piece, right? So he
Mhm.
gets 1,000 of them shipped to his door. If he can turn around and sell them for $10 a piece times 1,000, he just turned his $400 investment into $10,000 worth of
Exactly.
merchandise.
That
So
is,
that's all I was going to say is that maybe if you can look online to see, hey, can I get a wholesale shipment shipped to my house? Because he's
oh,
paying
I have my,
$400.
like I said, I got my
Include,
tax ID number now, so I don't have to pay. You know, I quarterly will be paying taxes on the stuff, but I can get I can get into a wholesaler, whatever, you know, because I'm legit now too. So
okay,
it's
yeah,
just something I haven't researched. It's stuff that again, time on my hand, I haven't researched what and how I need to go about doing that stuff. I have a million sources that I can ask those questions, but again, I only have a certain amount of time a day, and I don't want to go into my personal life. Like me and my girlfriend's relationship's amazing, and I want to keep it like that. You know, so if she works the 8 to 5 at my regular job, and after work, I list some items whenever I feel like it, and I've been listening a lot lately because I'm trying to get this business to make even more money each day, and it's definitely working. Ever since we bumped ourselves up from 10 listens a day to 15 to 20, we're seeing per sales almost double immediately. You know, so I'm trying to do that over time, so we double it. Then when I go full time, we can go from 15 to 20 to 30 to 40 a day, and then it's going to be even more a day. It's just it took me so long to look at per item as just a unit. I used to look at per item as like, I got a low ball offer, blah, blah, blah. But now I look at it as like, hey, listen, it's a unit. Doesn't matter. It's like a Walmart selling a unit. They don't care what it is or how much they have that profit margin. If I make that profit margin, move on. And then we'll try to make it up at the end down the road, you know?
right. Okay. We got Ben Flipping Goods here says, good to see Kevin live. ABT Adventures, he says, do you sell clothes? Do clothes sell well on eBay? And Macari the best? And Ben Flipping Goods says, when you go full time, just messing with you. When you're ready, you'll know it. All right. So he wanted to know, do you sell clothes? Do they sell well on eBay or Macari?
eBay all day long. Macari is great for video games and electronics. Clothes sell very, very slow on Macari. I think it's another flooded market like Poshmark. And then I think it's a flooded market. It seems like Depop's gotten that way too, to be flooded. So again, less energy into a platform when you have to, like Poshmark, share your closet. I've kind of gone away from Poshmark to do more on eBay because all it is a time suck. When you have to do those resharing your closet, just think that could be another 1 or 2 listings you do within that time frame. But I have been having really good success on Grailed with clothing. I just don't have much stuff cross-listed. So I literally just signed up for List Perfectly about 3 weeks ago. I've only been able to cross-list everything about like 10 items because I've been so busy again.
All right, Kevin. Oh, never mind. Yeah, I was going to ask you a question. So, Kevin, I just found out recently that you don't live too far from me. You live in Lakeland, and I live right outside Tampa, and I've been a subscriber of your channel for a while, but I never knew that you lived that close to me. I thought that you were like, live far away. So we'll have to meet up sometime. Maybe we'll do a collab and shoot some YouTube videos together whenever you get some free time. I just didn't know that you lived that close to me. And I was just saying that, you said that your girlfriend is maybe somebody like your business partner and like an accountability partner. We're doing something different. I'm bringing on people from the channel that's in the chat. I'm letting them click on the StreamYard link now. So we're going to try this out. Do you have a question for our guest? This is my brother here, bearded veteran. What's going on?
How are you?
Hey, how's it going, man? I'm Bearded Veteran. I'm the guy he was actually talking about. I've got 6,000 items on my eBay store right now, and I get about an average of a 40x rate of return on investment on each sale, just about on average. Do you have a goal for your ROI, or do you just sell whatever you can make a profit on?
I need to make at least 4 times profit. So like if I'm buying something for $10, that's why eBay Poshman's got my mindset a little different. So like, right, we have a mindset of like, listen, straight up, like you said, 40%, right? Straight up. For me, it's like 4 times my profit. But now when I do the retail arbitrage, it's more like half, right? So if I bought those shoes yesterday for 30, or on Sunday for 34, and that was a good flip because I flipped it within 5 hours for $108, right? So now I'm going to go back and try out more of that to see what items, and it's a learning tool for me. So I'm learning different things. I'm learning what items are going to sell quick. If I see this in Ross, I'm going to pick up a certain items because I know how long it should last, and how much I should sell it for. So like my mindset for retail arbitrage is totally different than eBay, just like that is for my Amazon mindset. So like my girlfriend's mindset's like my mindset for eBay. So like when I go to the store, I'll pick anything and everything just because I have a lot of knowledge in every little item you can think of. Just by quick using your phone and just a couple keywords, you know. So about 4 times profit on eBay. For me, if I can make, say I buy an item for $50, which I did a Kobe Bryant shoes and Ross for 50 last week. I flipped those for $100, right? I was fine with that. That's $50 right away. And that took me a day to sell. So that's cool. But if it was reselling and I picked up a $50 item, I need to make at least 150 plus off it. That's just how my mindset is. It's just the old school way.
So I have a question, Kevin, for our viewers. If someone goes to the Nike outlet, what items exactly should they be looking for? Should they just scan all the barcodes? Is there certain BOLO or hot items that we should be looking for if we're out here? You know, if I'm at Ross or Marshall's or I'm at the Nike outlet store, how do I know which ones are going to be hot selling items? And because you don't want to go sink $50 or $80 or $100 in a pair of shoes, and then it may take 6 months for that item to sell. You don't want to have that much capital tied up in an item. But if how do you know which ones are going to be hot selling items? Do you go and look at like sold comps? Do you have people that give you hot tips? Like, talk a little bit about that.
You watch a lot of videos. Like I'm always, like I said, I'm always on Instagram writing to eBay Poshman. Like, hey, listen, what do you think of it? Like the other day I was looking at, I got 2 pairs of Red Wing Picos for $50. They have some scuffs. I'm going to have to sell them new with defects. But when I checked the solds, they were selling for $150, even used. So I'm like, damn. And that, I think, got the eBay Poshman looking at Red Wing because he bought 2 pairs of Red Wings on his Instagram. He texted me the other day on Sunday. But for me, I go around, and if I right away, I use the scanner. If it doesn't pop up or if there's not much out there, I always recheck my work. So I go off of size in that item because some sizes always sell better than other sizes, like grade school sizes, which are men's sizes that women fit in, or kid sizes that women fit in. There's a huge market for that. That's why I always look at the kid sections too, or the youth sections. So what I'll always do is I'll first look at what's out there. I'll look at what's sold. Then I'll look at what the shoe size is. And then I'll look at what's out there and what's sold. And then I'll get my idea, because that's what I learned from eBay Poshman, because that's how he does it. And it seems to be a lot better than when I first started doing this a few weeks ago, where I was just going out, scanning and seeing things and be like, oh, okay, well, this is out there. You got to kind of like research down more into each shoe. And then you got to go and figure out, okay, it's not new with box when you go to Ross, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, it is new with box. They give you the boxes. Nike clearance cuts the top of the boxes off. So you can do new with box, but you got to also say, hey, listen, came from the outlet box. There's no top of the box. They cut them off at the outlets, right? But if you go to the Nike outlet, because we have 3 Nike outlets in Orlando, plus we have the Nike clearance. If you go to the Nike outlets, they give you the box, but you're paying a little bit more for that shoe than you would at the clearance. So it's totally different strategies. And then it's like, I'm a guy that's like, hey, listen, if it's going to be a hassle, I'm not going to buy it. 2 weekends ago, I was at the Adidas outlet. Everything was 40% off. And what you do is you sign up first time for Adidas. They give you a 15% coupon. Same thing with Nike. They give you a 15% coupon that you can use right away. Adidas, I was in line. I had these 2 pairs of shoes. They were Adidas Kid Cudi. I think they're called like Adrenaline or whatever it is. And they had the Bill and Ted version. And then they had a different version. They were both comping out about $150 a piece. There wasn't much out there. They had the grade school women, small men's sizes, like 6 and 7 men's, which would be perfect for women's. Boxes were so torn up, right? So I already had to reduce that from there. And then I got to the counter. They're all 40% off. I'm thinking to myself, oh, I got this coupon to be 55% off, right? I'm a buyer at 55. I go in there. She says, oh, you have to wait 48 hours to get that coupon. Right away, I'm like, all right, I'm out. I passed on because of that 15% I could have gotten off of each item. So you got to think that you can't, as much as you get that adrenaline rush when you find something good, you also at the same time have to be realistic. Is there defects? What's this going to cost me? Am I going to be sitting on it? You just got to think of things like that. Can you give me 2 seconds? I got to answer the door.
Go ahead. So, sorry guys, we're live. We'll be right back. I was trying to ask Kevin some questions about, about the Nike outlet, because I drove by a one in Orlando, but I've never been to one before. So we're trying to learn a little bit about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. If the only way to learn, man, is if you have a day to go out with me, spend a couple hours out there with me, and we can go to all three of them. And we can hit them up, and I'll show you what I do, how I do it. And like I said, I've been working with eBay on the back end. They have this whole shoe thing going on. Hold on, here it is. They have this whole shoe authentication, and so there's this little thing right here, right? And inside of it, so I'll do it right now quickly for you. It's the gnarliest thing. This is what happens when you authenticate the shoe. So I've been doing things behind the scenes with eBay corporate.
Yeah.
And then they asked me to do, hey, can you go out and do a video exactly like I was telling you about? And I'm like, yeah, I can do a video, and I'll share it, or I'll put up my YouTube. You guys can link it up. So how do I do it? Hold on. I gotta remember how to do it. It's been a little.
Yeah, I was going to say, I watched the video about a month ago from Reezy Resells, and he did a sourcing video at the Nike outlet, and I think he made like $7,000 or $8,000 in profit, like in one day, buying shoes and reselling them on Amazon. So I know that it's a profitable venture, but you have to get ungated in Amazon to sell them. But on eBay, you don't have to worry about getting ungated, right?
Yeah, eBay, you don't have to. So I just found out too. They actually told me that if you sell any shoes over $100 is no fees, and that's a game changer. That is huge. If you can sell any item with no fees, that's huge. But yeah, I mean, like I said, if you come out, I can definitely we can do it again together. There's three or four. There's 3 of them in the clearance center, and there's always stuff there. And then you can next door they have the Converse, which Converse sell really good too. So I mean, if you can just resell. Even if you want to go there just for knowledge, I mean, it's just like learning a new trade, just like eBay was when I first started. Brought my phone, and I would go and just type in things and not even buy anything, just do research. But yeah, Reezy's another one that I watch with his videos, but he sells it on Amazon. So there's a difference between that. Like, it's hard to get ungated in Nike on Amazon, but he's already ungated in it. So he is like probably making a lot of money because he's one of the few that are ungated in that type of shoes with Nike and Adidas and stuff like that.
All right.
But
awesome.
This is how I want to show you. All right, so quickly, this is how this works. Okay, so I have the app, I have the piece, and then I click Chrome to open it up.
Right.
Because it was off. And then it's going to show up. Hold on. Here we go. It's going to let me do the tag one more time. So what's going to tell me is exactly what that shoe is. and how it's and that it's authenticated. Okay, see? So let me see. It's hard to see because the screen, but you can see it's a Jordan right here. It gives you all the information. I'm telling you, when they launch this, this is going to be a huge game changer. They're going to be making their own website for shoes, for when the shoes drop and everything. They're really trying to take a piece out of StockX and GOAT. And I think that because they have a bigger following, eBay does, plus they have the added benefit of selling stuff overseas, international shippers. So that's huge.
Yeah. I was going to say, selling the shoes for over $100 and paying zero fees. That's really big as well. So we had some comments here. Dumpster Diver Dad says Kevin needs to make more sourcing videos. That's what we were just talking about. We had the flipping sports guy dropped in here. Resale Hobo said, did y'all see the video with Rally Roots did? They bought 500 pair of shoes and sold it to a local reseller. Yeah, they actually sold it to Drew from Profit Monsters. He actually lives the next town over from me in Orlando. So I talked to
me. I live right around the corner from Riverside where Rally Roots lives. I'm in Bartow, which is like 25 minutes from there. Every now and then I'll do yard sales out there because I see the stuff they pick up. So of course I see the stuff they pick up. I'm going to go where they're going. That's yeah. It doesn't matter. No matter who you're competing with, whoever you're friends with, you're always competing. And we're all friends. So it doesn't matter if I get stuff, they get stuff. There's enough to go around.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I did a collab with Rally Roots last year. Dumpster Diver Dad says the clearance section center. I need to go one day in California. And we have Red Dirt Picker here. He says, what's up, fellas? So, hey, guys, if you have any questions, drop it in the chat. Or if you want to jump on and ask our guest questions, I dropped a StreamYard link in the chat. So if you guys want to jump on and be on the show and ask Kevin questions, go and do so. I got a couple questions for you because you've been reselling, you said, for 20 years now. What's your top 3 pointers or top 3 things that you would give somebody for advice to help them grow their business? Or if they want to be part-time and they want to go full-time, what are 3 things that you would recommend to these people to help them grow their eBay business?
Right. So like Joe Rogan says, write everything down. Write like a journal. Write everything down. That worked for you. That's you want to work and make it work. If it doesn't work, adjust it. Never be afraid to adjust things because, like you said earlier, my strategy is different than yours. We're all different strategies. We all sell different things, and sometimes we sell the same, but not one thing always works for each other. Just like Dumpster Diver Dad, he can sell the crap out of Bibles. I have a hard time finding Bibles to resell because I don't know what to look for, and he always tries to help me out. You know, number 1 would be write it down, work off of it, goal plan, goal set. Number 2, be consistent. You know, always be consistent. Say you have 100, like I said, I have my girlfriend go to the bins every week on a Wednesday. She needs 210 items per week from me. Why? Because we have a set in stone 15 to 20 items per day. Never more, never less. Because it's going to be the same thing every single day, right? So you don't have to get 100 items and list 100 right away, because then the algorithm with eBay is going to bring you down a little bit if you don't have items to list for a few days, right? So you want to be consistent, number 2. Number 3, just take an hour of each day just to learn a different niche or a different item. Because the rule is if you take an hour, you'll learn by the end of that hour 80% of what you need to know when you resell. So those are my top 3 tips.
Okay, Kevin, I got a question for you because earlier you talked about going to the Goodwill bins. Could you give us some sourcing strategies or techniques? If I go to the Goodwill bins, let's say I have $100 to my name, I want to go to the Goodwill bins and buy stuff to resell on eBay. Is there certain items, is there certain name brands? Should I be looking for hats or shoes or clothing or electronics? What are the best things to go get at the bins that we can flip on eBay to make a profit on? And explain to people if they've never been what the Goodwill bins is, first of all. Go ahead. I'll put you back on full screen.
So first off, when you go to the Goodwill bins, pick up anything that you can make at least 20 bucks on. That's my goal is I don't ever try to sell anything less than 20 bucks. But since lately, since we're only picking the stuff up for $1.39 a pound, t-shirts basically $1 because it's less than a pound. Electronics $1.39. Everything I see, I grab, I put it in the cart, and I research. Again, don't be afraid to grab this stuff because you have a lot of the Dominicans that go in there, and I see them. They'll go through the bins when they drop, and they take it by a handful, and they scoop it up right in their bin, in their carriage, and then they'll go with another carriage, come back because they all come as a group, and then do the same thing. But what I learned is they're not that it's for me, I wait. I don't need to rush in and go after the rush because I sit back, I wait, and I know exactly what I need. It's still going to be there because my stuff I'm looking for is different than theirs. Yes, they might have grabbed some of the really good stuff and it sucks, but it's not worth a fight because literally they will literally fight you. And for me, it's not worth it. So, and every time we do this, we have success. Just wait for them to grab the crap or pick a spot. When they drop a new load, run to that spot, grab what you see, right? Don't get in arguments. Don't get into fights because it happens all the time. Grab what you see, do your research, couple quick keywords you can find and see what's selling, whether it's clothes, t-shirts, band t-shirts, rap t-shirts, concert t-shirts, single stitch t-shirts. Again, knowledge is king. The more you learn about a niche or a t-shirt, the more you're gonna make. Electronics, I've been having great success finding 1970s, 1980s 8-track in under the dash car stereos, and they sell super quick. I'll pick them up for $1.39 and I'll sell them within 2 or 3 days for $25 to $30. Yes, the profit margin may not be there, but again, in and out. You're buying something quickly and you're selling something quickly, and you have an insane profit margin. I mean, it's not like Walmart where they have they buy an item and then they have a small profit margin, but they make their money on multiples, right? This is huge profit margin you can make in a short amount of time. That's why I was telling my girlfriend, like she'll say, oh, I don't really look at the shoes because they're kind of messed up. I said, it doesn't matter. Grab the shoes, put them in the cart, research them. Even if they're used, a little bit beat up, you can still sell them used, no big deal. Again, we're buying them next to nothing. Our plan is just quick flip. So since we've done that in her mindset, she's gone and she's grabbed things and she's listened to me and she's making me a lot of, because it's both of our business, we're equal owners, she's making both of us money, right? And then what the Goodwill bins are stuff that doesn't sell at Goodwill. And now you're going to start seeing really good stuff at the bins. Why? Because Goodwill in my area, and I don't know about your area, but I know, and I source your area too. So they're starting to per price piece. So a dress, they're starting to price it per piece. No longer is it $10 a dress. It's per piece. Even for a crappy piece, they're overpricing it. So what you're seeing at the bins is you have 30 days. If they don't sell within 30 days, it goes to the bins. You have all this gold that goes to the bins. So that's exactly what the strategy for me is that, hey, I can go to Goodwill and I still go to Goodwill and I buy things, right? Because there's stuff there that I don't see much at the bins. I like to sell, I think 30% of my business is suits, sport jackets, and blazers. So I'll go there, or I'll go to a local mom and pop to thrift there, right? Because I know you got to know what you're going to find there. So you're going to know what you're going to find at the Goodwill bins. You're going to know what you find at the regular Goodwill and what they're not going to throw at the Goodwill bins. So basically, people line up every hour. They bring in new bins. They put the old bins next to the wall or whatever. And then they say, okay, go, right? And then people just literally, mostly Dominicans, go and they run and they have carriages. They all work together. So you're really at a disadvantage. But where you're at a big advantage is they don't know everything. 2 weeks ago when I went to the bins, there was, that was towards the end of like the second round, right? So people weren't even sourcing because they were waiting for the new bins to come out. I'm going around, grabbing shoes people are missing. These one pairs of shoes are called Osiris. They're old school skate shoes, right? And I love selling skate shoes. They always sell quick and they sell for great profit. So I quickly did the research. I didn't even have to research, but I did my research. And I came home, listed them. Within 3 hours, I sold them for $71. I picked up for $1.39, right? In my trip there, we spent $150. Within 3 days, we sold 4 items for over $200 total. So we already made $50 off that. And we had over 100 items left to sell. That's what I'm saying is that you can go to these bins and you can find money. Like that's all it is just money just waiting for you to pick there because there's a small source and margin. So $1, $1.39 per piece. And then you can make at least $15 to $20 per item on average. That's great. If you can make more like those shoes, or the same time I picked up rollerblades. there's specific rollerblades that are reselling used for $400. I have mine priced at $280 because they're a little more beat up. I've turned down offers of $200 and $220 because I know $240 is a steal, right? So I'm waiting for that $240 offer, but that's the same day at the same time I found those, and I picked them up for $1. Are you there? Well, hope you didn't lose them. It wouldn't be the first time. Anyways, if you guys have any questions, start typing because I think he may have he got cut out. Yeah, resell hobo. My girlfriend last Friday, even though it wasn't a good day for us, because it's Wednesdays and Saturdays, the days they bring out the hard goods, the electronics, and then the shoes. They'll do that Wednesdays and Saturdays. Fridays kind of stinks. I think they just have leftover inventory that they put in the bins. But if you see that pile in the background, where is it? That pile right there. She picked up all those blankets. She picked up 8 of them. We sold 2 already. A buyer just paid for is about to pay for 2 more, and she bought those for like $2 or $3 a piece because the poundage. So like you said, you go right for the bedding bins. I agree 100%. I personally, when I first started selling, I had 3 areas I learned: clothing, Afghans like those, quilted Afghans, right there. And then cross-stitch needlepoint, which quickly got rid of that out of my niche because I never find it. So I always buy these right here every time I see them. And you'll find them at Goodwill. You'll find them at the local mom and pop shop. And you can buy them for next to nothing and make at least $25 to over $100 per item. Like this pink and white one right here. There we go. It's opposite. The camera's always opposite. This pink and white one's like big. It's like a California king size. We have it listed for like $110. And it's nice. It's heavy. And a lot of these we pick up and we just keep them because everything in my house is vintage. Everything in this house, furniture I refinished it. It's all stuff that I've done, and I put pride and effort into it. So. Like my sister, she buys China-made stuff, like the Wayfair crap, right? I took her Lane Acclaim, that table over there is a Lane Acclaim kitchen set or dining room set. That's worth probably like $2,000. I just got to refinish it, but I'm keeping it. And that's from the 50s. She was going to donate it, or she was going to have college hunks, college junk pick it up for free and keep it. And it's all because she bought a brand new China set for like $1,000, even though this set right now is worth more than that set. So I just think it's something I picked up thrifting, where used goods and reused stuff is so much better than the stuff that we find nowadays. And I see it as artwork also compared to what we see nowadays.
Okay, awesome. Kevin, tell people where they can find you at on YouTube and Instagram so they can come by and check you out.
Real quick, Bearded Veteran. I think you said that's your brother, right?
Yeah.
He said, learn jujitsu. I've done jujitsu for 3 years now. I love jujitsu. It's great on your mind and soul, and it's nothing like getting your butt kicked every day in and out. And at the end of the day, shaking their hand. And like they say, you leave all your crap at the front door, and then you just roll. That's it. But you can find me Thrifting Lounge on YouTube. I'm going to be making a 2nd and 3rd channel for different, like I said, one's going to be for the retail arbitrage for shoes. Another one's going to be for my refinish and woodworking. You can catch me on Instagram. I'm very active now on Instagram under Thrifting Lounge. My eBay store, if you want to look that up, is Thrift-O-Holic, and O is just O, Thrift, O, no H, just the O, Holic, Holic. Since I'm a recovering alcoholic, I figured Thrift-O-Holic is a perfect store to name it. And then you can find my Facebook group. We have 32,000 people in there right now, strong. That's Thrifting Lounge. And that's about it. I'm usually everywhere though.
Yeah, Red Dirt Picker says He says, does Central Florida still have great flea markets? I personally haven't went out to a flea market lately, but I would message Drew Profit Monsters. I think he just went out to the flea market last Saturday and bought a bunch of merchandise. I usually go to a lot of thrift stores and pawn shops and buy stuff locally, but I haven't been, honestly, so I couldn't tell you. Bearded Veteran says, you're the man, Kevin. Nice to meet you, sir. Yeah, me and Kevin are going to get along just fine, man. I saw on your Instagram, it says that you're a eBay addict, and I'm like, hey, we're going to get along Yeah, I'm like, we're going to get along just fine. That channel name is eBay Addict, so I'm like, hey, it's the first time we've got a chance to meet up and link up, and like I said, hopefully we'll get to meet up in the future, because I didn't know that you lived that close to me, because I'm in Tampa, and you're probably maybe 45 minutes, half hour, 45 minutes away.
What part of Tampa?
Actually, I just live just north of Tampa in Zephyr Hills, so I'm probably
because my girlfriend used to live in Zephyr Hills around the over by the Walmart. So
yeah, right. You messaged me on Instagram the other day. Yeah, I live in Zephyr Hills because my rent is really cheap here. My rent's only $350 a month, so it's really cheap compared to if I got a place in Clearwater or St. Pete or something. But yeah, for sure we'll meet up. They have a Goodwill Bins in St. Pete, but I haven't been lately, and I know they got one in our.
I love the bins. Like I said, I'd rather go to a bins all day long because, again, the price per product is so much cheaper than going to a regular thrift store. You know, so I absolutely would love to go to the St. Pete. I didn't even know they even had one in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, they got you. You just Google it, type in Goodwill Outlets or Goodwill Bins. There's one in St. Pete. I know there's one in Orlando. But yeah, you will text me sometime. We'll meet up on a Saturday or something and go there, and we'll film it, and we'll film you practicing some of your jiu-jitsu moves on the other customers. That'll be fun.
I don't like to get in the fights.
That'll be the thumbnail of the video. Kevin beat up a customer. Right, I'm just joking with you, bro. But hey, thanks for coming on and hanging out with me today. And I appreciate you, everybody in the chat, for hanging out. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, 5 o'clock. We got Buffalo Picker. So if you want to learn all about how to make money on retail arbitrage and selling on Amazon, be here tomorrow at 5 o'clock. We got Buffalo Picker on. It'll be a good show, and I'll see you guys there. You guys have a great day. Bye, guys.